Hi, my name is Justin Yormark, and welcome back to the CNT podcast. Today we'll be talking about the trade deadline, what team needs, players on the trade block, and what trades I think will happen. But first, let's look at card of the week. This week's card of the week is this Eloy Jimenez rookie PSA 9. Now, this is the card of the week as he is starting his rehab assignment, and I cannot be more excited. Eloy is a player who I have a lot of fun watching, and I think is a really talented player in this league. As well as, I got this while he was injured for cheaper than I thought I would ever see an Eloy PSA 9 rookie go for. So, super excited to pick this up for my collection. It is available for trade, but I'm thinking about holding on to it for now. Now, let's get into the actual episode. To start off the actual episode, let's look at the buyers, sellers, and people who are sitting as of today, in my opinion. The buyers I see is the Red Sox, Rays, White Sox, A's, Angels, Mets, Braves, Giants, Dodgers, and Padres. The sellers, I think, are Indians, Tigers, Twins, Rangers, Marlins, Reds, Cubs, Rockies, and the Diamondbacks. The teams I have sitting are the Blue Jays, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Royals, the Astros, the Mariners, the Nationals, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Cardinals, and the Pirates. Now let's look at players who are on the trade block and where I think they are going to go and why. Before we get into that, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe right now. We are so close to hitting 100, and it would mean so much if we could do it before the end of July and possibly get to 200 by the end of the year, so my brother will have to get CNT tattooed onto him. Now, let's get back into the episode. Jose Braves, if he does move, I can see him going to the Padres. They kind of need some starting pitching help with Donaldson, Lamet's struggles and injury this year, so I think if they do move on from Braves, I think that is a good landing spot for him. Next up is Taylor Rogers. I think him going to the Rays could be good. They're another solid arm in that rotation. I mean, the Rays, pretty stat team, one of the best teams, but some starting pitchers would help in the long run. Nelson Cruz, I think he's my 100% going to be traded, and I think it will be to the White Sox, as they need a power hitter, and he can just be the DH. Like, Nelson Cruz is good. His value is high. The Twins are not good, and Cruz's time in the league is getting shorter and shorter. Now is the time for the Twins to trade him and get young pieces for the next part of their future. I definitely see him getting traded, and I think it will be to the White Sox. Joey Gallo is another power bat I think will be moving. I think the Braves make sense. They need someone to replace Ozuna. They need something to boost them. They are struggling this year. They're not as good as we all thought they would be. I think Joey Gallo gives them that spark that they need. Chris Bryant. As a Cubs fan, I don't want to see him go at all. He's my favorite player. But a team that makes sense is the Giants. They need a dominant star. They have a great team that all the pieces work. But think about if they get Chris Bryant to go in at third base or left field. Played a lot of outfield lately. Could do that. Just a dominant star, an MVP candidate. And he'll take the Giants to the next level. As much as I hate to see him go, that's the team that makes the most sense for him. Craig Kimbrell, I think the Mets make a lot of sense for him. They could use another dominant closer. He would put them over the edge, in my opinion. I think he's been dominant this year. And if the Cubs are selling, I could see Chris Bryant and Craig Kimbrell being the people who they do sell. Starling Marte, another guy, I think he's going to the A's, 100%. More star power for the A's, give him a little boost, try and win the division. I definitely can see it happening, and Starling Marte fits there. He also kind of fits with the Cubs, but the Cubs came out saying they were selling, so it doesn't make sense that he would go there if they are selling. Eduardo Escobar, I could see going to the Brewers. They need some more infield help, if we're being honest. And he is definitely someone who can help put them over the edge and try and win the division and possibly more. Josh Donaldson's been in a lot of trade talks. There's nowhere I feel that he fits well enough to be traded. I just don't see enough value or any place where he fits. Trevor Story, I think Yankees or Angels, more star power for either of them. I don't really think he's going to get moved, but the Yankees and Angels would definitely be the teams I could see him going to if he is traded. Kyle Seager, I don't think he'll get traded, and I don't really feel like there's anywhere he is a great fit in. And also, his value is not the highest right now. I just don't see him getting moved. Mitch Haniger, on the other hand, I feel like fits with the Nationals or the Angels for a new spot to try and boost them to the next level, try and win their division or make it to the wild card. Now, let's look at some contending teams, the buying teams, and see what positions they need. So, let's get right on into it. I mean, the Red Sox, their team needs is a starting pitcher, if we're being honest, and a good fit for them from players who are in the trade talks could be Jose Reyes or Taylor Rogers. Could work out. The Rays need a relief pitcher and a first baseman. I don't think they'll get a first baseman at the deadline. There's none really in the talks a whole ton. But on a relief pitcher, Craig Kimbrell maybe, or trade for Taylor Rogers and move one of their starting pitchers to the bullpen. Could be something they do. White Sox need an outfielder. Well, I don't think they're going to get an outfielder, but something that kind of comes at that is getting a permanent DH in Nelson Cruz. So whoever they're using at DH now can slide into the outfield part. Boom, they have a power hitter at DH and a new outfielder who can play outfield every day, with the power out of Cruz always being the DH. The A's signing a starting pitcher and outfielder. If I'm being honest, I could see them trading for Starling Marte. I do think that will happen. And possibly Taylor Rogers, a starting pitcher. Just put them over the edge. The Angels are probably the best team that still has so many holes. They need a starting pitcher, relief pitcher, and an outfielder wouldn't hurt. So I think if they can snag Mitch Haniger, maybe Craig Kimbrell as well, and just hope the starting pitching is good enough with Ohtani leading the way. I mean, that's all we can always hope for with the Angels, always letting their fans down. Mets need a relief pitcher and outfielder. I don't see any outfielders that really fit with that team. But for a relief pitcher, I definitely think they can snag Craig Kimbrell. For the Braves, they need a power-hitting outfielder, Joey Gallo. They have to replace Ozuna from last year, who, wasn't great this year, and then the allegations came out and he's done for. But Joey Gallo can easily replace that and do better than he was last year and elevate this team so much. Giants need an outfielder / third base. Chris Bryant, that's what he does. He plays third base, outfield, first base. Chris Bryant fits that team so well, and I hate to say that as a Cubs fan. The Dodgers just need a starting pitcher, a Trevor Bauer replacement. Probably won't be coming back this year. I don't think they're going to get it at the deadline. I don't see them making any trades that really benefit them enough. The Padres starting pitcher depth. I've already said Jose Reyes could go there. Makes the most sense to me. Now let's look at some trades that I think will happen. I have 4 realistic trades that I think will happen. I think Joey Gallo to the Braves, Cruz to the White Sox, Craig Kimbrell to the Blue Jays. I've been saying Mets, but I feel like Blue Jays also need a dominant closer. I think they're going to swoop in and get him because they can offer more than the Mets can. And Starling Marte to the A's. So I've already talked about these a lot already, but I definitely think that they are trades that I definitely think could happen and I think will happen. Thank you all for watching this week's episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and I'll see you next week.